See, this is going to work out great. I dig that elbow in here, man. I get leaning like that. I like to sit like that when I drive.
That's cozy.
When you and I go cross country in this thing, Paul, it's going to be awesome.
Where are we going to go park? Just wanted to show everyone all these cool flannels I'd have to wear if I wasn't so fluffy right now. One day. Hi, morning. It's me again. I am by myself. Monica is at work since it is peak holiday season and people need their chocolate. I've got a ton of stuff that's going to go to Goodwill this morning. I don't have my act together at all. I am under-coffeed and I need to get out to work on the bus. So a real quick breakdown of the apartment. This is the corner that has everything in it for sale, resale stuff. And then this is the new pile of Goodwill things. Monica's old rock collection when she was a kid. That's a box of books. Old clothes that I went through once again. Monica's clothes. So like this is trip number 10 to Goodwill. It's like too early. I can't even construct like full sentences, though I typically can't construct full sentences anyway, so I don't know if it's really that much different. Bam! Got a whole bunch of stuff in the car. That was like 4 trips. I'm like so winded. Still got my camera pack, and then this is the 360 swivel base for the jump seat that we purchased, which I'm super stoked about. So it's really difficult for me to talk about my feelings, but I did not have a good week leading up to this day. I had a super busy work week and just everything work-wise is just utterly painful. You know, we've got 3.5 months before we leave. That means we've got 2.5 months before we put in our 30-day notice at our work. And I just didn't do a good job of carrying it. And this was all on the heels of Rohatsu, which is kind of the Zen celebration of the Day of Enlightenment of the Buddha. And I even went to Sesshin on Sunday and did long sitting. And, you know, I do meditation because it keeps me sane. At least I feel like it keeps me sane. And that's why I continue to practice. And I definitely correspond with the teachings spiritually, universally. I'm basically going on a long tangent, but I just wanted to say, like, I'm one of those people that carry that, like, toe stubbing anger. You know, you stub your toe in the morning, it just ruins the rest of your day. And it's like the biggest affair. Monica's probably laughing at this because I've literally stubbed my toe many times in the past and just had like a huge fit about it. And a lot of that has to do with how I was raised. My dad had a fair bit of that when I was younger and how he carried his frustrations. Part of bus life for me is learning to let go of the things that you can't control. And, you know, that are just going to happen simply because we're human. And I have to continually remind myself, as you will have to remind yourself, that, you know, you are chasing your deepest dreams and aspirations and have done a great deal of work to get there. So be patient, trust the journey, and things will fall into place. I'm sure there's going to be another point in this vlog where I'm like cussing like a behemoth and like having to remind myself to go look at the beginning of this vlog. So I guess, what do they say? Do what I say, not what I do, question mark. It's raining. A bit drab. I like the rain. One vehicle less of stuff so we can be ready for bus life. Stopped here, got gas, brought my coffee mug in as usual. And unlike the Road Ranger that we went to a couple weeks back, you may remember, that charged just like $1.70 for a fill up of my mug, the guy gave it to me for free. It's just like the little things, you know. If you're in a position to be nice, it pays off. And I can tell you I will be stopping at Petromart more often. It's actually 10:36, so I arrived on time. Jim had a great work week.
And for the grand finale of my weekend, I'm going to work on a bus. Yay!
So these are going to be the side paneling that Monica picked out. And we're going to try to get them in a position where they're ready to stain when Monica gets out here.
So we're going to cut a notch where this goes bye-bye and this goes bye-bye right here.
Opposite sides.
Opposite sides. And then when they'll lap onto each other.
Yeah.
And then that way if they shrink a little bit, you won't see what's behind it. You'll just see the groove of the wood.
Okay.
Because being pine, it will be affected by the humidity. It'll expand and contract a little bit here and there. So I can set these blades up. They're dado blades. I can set those up so that we have a stack of blades that is wide enough to make that plow in one cut. So that's the basic idea of that.
I like it. What do you think, Shania? She seems okay with it.
I think she's good with it.
This is the test piece that we ran. And you can see it's not 100% matching up, so we're gonna go a little bit deeper with the cut. This is an example of cutting too far. So we're looking for more of a subtle fit underneath. So this is the okayed version, pretty close. This side's got it's got a little bit of the lip from the end of the cut, Jim, that's why. Damn right I cleaned it.
Looks good.
I mean, it is
It needed it.
delicious.
It needed a cleaning.
Yeah.
Did you just sweep it? Blower?
Yeah, I swept it mainly.
Okay.
Yeah, but all the tools, everything, did that all last time. Felt really good about that.
Because there's no reason in running that nice wood all the way back here and then covering it with the seat.
What's the other side of this wood gonna be?
Whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, just because it shows up on the windows, you know?
Yeah, well, you want to pull it down and we could roll it black and stick it back up there. See what it looks like? So it's either like you tint these windows out or you paint that black or...
Yeah, the windows are already tinted, but...
Not down here, they're not. Not like that, I don't think, are
Yeah,
they?
they are. It's just that wood's so bright.
Okay.
That wood's bright.
So maybe the answer is...
I think the answer is going to be painting black.
Why don't we start with that? Let's pull that sheet off. We'll paint that black and slap it up there and see what it looks like.
So we're going to try to mock up and put in place the passenger seat, bolt it down with just some drywall screws or something, because we're going to need to figure out what type of steel base we need to have made in order to hold the actual seat to the base. That seems to be a missing factor here.
Okay, you've got a fill tip out there.
Yeah.
Feet-wise?
Yeah.
I am, because see, I'm wider, so my legs are out. So yeah, I've got some space here. Why don't you try sitting on it?
Why don't you swing around and sit in the driver's seat so we have two chunky dudes in here?
Okay.
Or
Who's the second guy?
you can,
Who's the second chunky one?
hey, Polar Bear. Here, you can film.
Hey, baby. See, this is gonna work out great. I dig that elbow in here, man. I get leaning like that. I like to sit like that when I drive.
That's cozy.
When you and I go
This is
cross
nice.
country in this thing, Paul, it's gonna be awesome.
Where are we gonna go park? Pretty cool.
And your seat's just a tad higher, so you've got this position of dominance over Cole, because you're kind of looking
Yeah.
down at him. He's like, okay, we'll go there if you want to. I'm just wondering if possibly it should go back that way, maybe another inch or two to the back. Just a little bit. And I mean just like the seat itself on the pedestal.
Yeah, well, I think it looks like it will actually do that.
No, yeah, I think we've got that option. But if I was, I think it could stay centered where the
I think
pedestal could stay where it is, but move the seat back about an inch or so.
I think we're gonna have to, judging off of where the screws are and where this back bar is. I just feel like those were supposed to line up in some way. So
Yeah.
I think it'll work out that way. Monica seems happy.
Happy to be alive.
Aren't we all? Quite the stain collection. So Jim, tell the folks what you just told us.
I said the stain rags, if you ball them up and leave them laying somewhere, they can spontaneously catch on fire.
So you're saying
So
rag.
normally they make a container you can put them in, or put them in a bucket of water, or lay them flat like out in your driveway or somewhere. But because it's mainly when they're crinkled together, but they will spontaneously combust, or can.
They're looking at me crazy, but I'm a little grossed out by everything. There's just like a lot of old, rusty. Go ahead and give that tub a little churn again, like you were doing. It's just like something weird. Like it's all gross.
So like a
I
light
like
one.
that. This
yeah.
one actually looks better than what you think it does right now.
Yeah.
Once you get it on.
Yeah. I think that we should do like this one because it's a little bit browner and like maybe
I like that.
that one.
I like that.
Just because it's like got a little black in it, and then do the light one.
So that one, and that one. We got this plywood back in here, and the black works great as far as hiding the wood inside. Happy with how that looks. Monica has sanded down, getting ready to stain the plywood that we're making for our finished product.
Stop, fearful notions. Tito's, I'm not immune to cry. Stop, feeding monsters. Tito's, I'm not immune to cry. 8, 9, picking knives. 6, 3, losing grip, not sick. Unleashed in a tank of goldfish, rising up, careless and surprise so deep. Uplift, since I'm bringing all my heart, reaching out, reaching out. Since I'm bringing all my heart, reaching out, reaching out.
So essentially, we're putting up plywood, and we originally wanted to do like insulation additionally, but honestly, we're doing this build and we're putting in wood, and we're just like, you know what, fuck it. So may end up coming back and regretting the decision to not do more insulation, but we'll see down the road. All right, per usual, I'm starting to lose my grip on today, but we still got a lot of work. We need to move out the bed frame another couple inches. So we're trying to align the wall with that particular frame of the window. So this seat's got to be moved back from where it's in now. And we got to work out some sort of plywood piece for the back of the dinette, because that's where our solar components are going to go tomorrow when we start doing all of that. Jim, talk to the people. We haven't talked about anything about what we're doing here.
Making sandwiches.
We're making sandwiches. Got some buttermilk here. I'm putting in with my mustard. So we went ahead and ripped the 2x down. We're gonna glue them together to make the top for the dinette. So we got them all ripped, and we are flip-flopping.
Yeah,
Grab him a rag.
We're flip-flopping the end grain so that the annular grain works against each other, back and forth. We flop each one opposite way.
Okay.
Just squeeze it
Okay.
and do that all the way down, just about as tight as I've got those.
See?
Kind of give them
Give him a little rub.
a little rub. So this is gonna get planed down, so don't get too excited about the ups and downs and things of that nature. Now we're gonna go ahead and squeeze these together.
So are these like two pieces doing separate?
These two pieces will eventually get glued together, but that'll be in the more of a final product because my planer only goes to 20 inches wide.
Does that have to be any particular amount of tightness?
I like to really tighten them tight. Some people, I mean, if you watch like this old house, Norm or whoever it is that does that, you know, he doesn't do it as tight as what I do. Maybe I just over tighten.
Like, should Monica not be able to turn it anymore?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What's
It'll
wood,
tear the fibers of the wood apart before it'll tear where the glue is.
Oh, wow.
what's wood glue made of?
Like Elmer's and
Horse
mustard. Damn it, Jim.
Horse hooves.
We weren't ready for that.
Is it really?
No, I think it used to be. You ever heard that, like in the old days, when they said that this horse is heading to the glue farm
Yeah.
or glue factory or whatever?
I wonder, like, what fucker, like, figured out, like, oh, yeah, I can turn this horse into glue.
The horse probably died and exploded somewhere, and it stuck a bunch of boards that were laying together on the ground. What the hell happened
I
here?
gotta believe that now. So these are stained. It's just a light stain. They look pretty good. And we're gonna do a stagger pattern.
Ooh, look at our pretty panels. Do you like them?
They look delicious.
They're gonna look really good.
I'm really excited that we actually have like wood going into the bus.
Yeah.
Monica's getting her close-up time since she missed yesterday or last weekend.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel okay. I'm exhausted. I worked like 50 hours this week and then came out here, so. Yay.
Well, I'm sure everyone's glad that you're back because I'm annoying as fuck.
You said it.